Good evening, good morning. We are live, and today we have a special guest. We have one of our top media buyers joining us and answering your questions and helping you to figure out Facebook ads and helping you to maximize the Q4, helping you to maximize the Black Friday, which is only in a few days. It should be massive. This year, they say it will be bigger than the last year. So we'll share with you guys what's working for us. We'll show you how to maximize the uh, show you how to maximize and Black Friday. I'll invite my dear Mark Studer. He's top-notch media buyer. He's running our ads, probably a lot of the ads that you see on the internet. That's his work. Guys, just comment one. Just comment one. Just comment one in the comments, so I know you can see me, okay, and you can hear me, okay. Okay, all right, cool. Wait for Mark to join us. It should be amazing. If you have any questions, say up. If you have like any questions, just drop them below. Guys, can you hear me? Just drop one if you can hear me. Just drop one in the chat if you can hear me. And Mark will be joining me shortly. So, guys, yeah, awesome. Cool. All right. Yeah, we'll talk about Facebook. People asking, like, what about Snapchat? Well, we will. I think Facebook is still the biggest one, right? At the end of the day, guys, like, you know, everyone's hating on Facebook, everyone's complaining for Facebook, but at the end of the day, Facebook is still the biggest one. Mark here. Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's going on, Alex?
Hey, Mark has this very like fantastic United States flag behind him, which
there we go.
that's awesome, man. I have the Yankees hat, so I think
yeah, there you go.
Guys, let's go. So, Mark, my man, how's everything? How's like Facebook ads for you? How is like for you?
Yeah, I mean, Alex already said it. You know, Facebook ads are difficult right now, but they're still the best. They're still the beast, and you just need to make adjustments in your ads and just in your overall business, or else you're going to continue to be suffocated. And this morning, this live call, it'll probably be, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes long. And Alex actually had me create a short little kind of outline and overview of a few things that you can do to improve your Facebook ads performance. So as soon as we get some more people here, then I'll actually go through and share those insights with you directly from someone who's in the trenches, you know, constantly running ads. So then you can actually know how to optimize your ads to get the most out of them. Does that sound cool, Alex?
Yeah, one of the things like now, like if you still like if you're doing like some of the people in our community, you know, they're doing like 7 figures, you know, in revenue, and they're still running their own ads, right? What I always recommend is to find a professional, find someone who's professional like Mark here, who can take that over from you, you know, who can like be hands-on, like and just like kind of like in the trenches, like figuring this stuff out, right? Because if you're trying to run your business, if you're trying to run your Facebook ads, if you're trying to do all of these things, then I mean it might be like quite overwhelming. That's how it is for a lot of business owners. What do you say, Mark?
Absolutely. I mean, the way you have to think about it is, what do you want to really be great at? You know, do you want to be really, really great at Facebook ads? Do you want to just be the best media buyer in the world? If so, then you can just continue to run your own ads and get good at them. But if you really want to like scale your business, then you want to be a great entrepreneur. And if you want to be a great entrepreneur, you can't be doing things that are below your pay grade, right? There's plenty of successful entrepreneurs out there and just successful media buyers that you can bring onto your team so that you can focus on higher level tasks. You can focus on, sourcing creative content for your ads. You can focus on building a team, building out your customer service team, getting lower quotes on your product from your suppliers, all these things that make a big difference in your bottom line. Those are the things that you need to be focusing on, not like just doing the same thing running ads, because running ads, it's a profitable thing and a profitable way for you to spend your time, but it's not the most profitable and the highest leverage task. Alex always talks about spending time on high leverage tasks, things that'll move your business forward faster than others. And running ads and managing your ads, it'll move your business forward. It's directly related to, the amount of sales that you're actually producing, but there's like a cap, and you need to really focus on actually building your business and other things, or else you'll always be stuck at this one level and you won't be able to get past it.
For sure, man. So question here. So I think we will answer this question, and then we'll talk about like a little bit about the Facebook, and then Mark to share with people. So the question is YouTube as good as Facebook? It's really big too. How much you spending on
a lot of
YouTube?
People,
how much you spending? Like 30?
Yeah, a lot of
30, $40,000.
Yeah, 30, 50K a month. A lot of people they see Facebook ads and they're like getting ad accounts shut down, business managers shut down, all this terrible shit is happening. And they look for like a quick escape, and they look to other platforms like Google or Pinterest or Snapchat. And these platforms are all unique in their own way, right? They all can be really profitable for you, including YouTube. And you just have to kind of adjust and use each platform to kind of support your entire ecosystem of your business. So instead of being 100% reliant on Facebook ads, you should diversify your ad spend and be spending profitable ad spend across Google and YouTube. Of course, I think YouTube is great and relatively undervalued. And then also on Pinterest, on Snapchat, TikTok. So that way, when you do get shit shut down on Facebook, you're not completely dead as a business owner. You didn't lose your number one, revenue stream. You can still survive. If you really want to have like a bulletproof, like completely bulletproof ecom business, then you should be able to have all of your Facebook sales completely cut, and you'd still be okay because you have all these different streams of revenue coming in from all these other platforms.
That's such a good point. And I think the key is, a lot of people like trying to kind of like figure out and do like all these platforms. The key is like to have like probably like one core platform, right? That kind of like gets your business to a level, right? To the level where you have even the budgets to like outsource stuff, right? Or to bring in an amazing media buyer like Mark. Mark is not like, Mark is making good money. How old are you, my man?
I'm 21.
See, like young sharp people, right? Like, so if you can get those, right, and you have a lot of those in our program, e-commerce scaling secrets, by the way, guys, little plug here, but we have very sharp, and like, man, like we have such amazing people. We have such amazing people in our program, and Mark was actually the student of ESS, and this is where we found him, right? We found people who invested in themselves, invested in training, invested in getting better, and already set, right? So with some feedback, with some, turn those buyers. So this is who's Mark exactly. And guys, if you need help with that, though, one of our team members will reach out. To you, and we'll provide you more details. But we can help you to find amazing media buyer in our community. Everyone who's in our community by default invested in themselves, right? They're just such a good qualifier of a person that believes in themselves, believes in their ability to figure shit out. And that is, yeah, if you're looking for that, then just comment one below. One of our team members will reach out and give you more details.
Cool. So,
I want to share,
Alex, I'm gonna share my screen here. Can you let me know if you can see it? Okay.
Yeah, and Mark, I just wanted to share something with guys here, that what what we're talking about here is not just like it's not just some nonsense, it's not just some like kind of like theory. I want to share some of the numbers here, the ad spend and stuff that we're spending right now. So let me share it with you. So anything you see now in a second is based on the numbers. Where is that? Mark, where are you based?
I'm in Texas.
Texas. Good place. Low taxes. Texas with low taxes. Is that?
That's right.
Is that true? Texas with low taxes?
There's no income tax.
All right, let me just share my screen quickly, guys. Yeah, I just want to share like this with you, so it's not some nonsense, right? Like it's something that we practice like day in, day out. So here, all right, I should be able to see. All right. $30,000 in spent. The measured by the so the blended ROAS here is about like 2.7, 2.7, yeah, about 2.7, close to 3, about 35% profitability, right? Like, so this is just one of our ad accounts. Mark will share more like details and more interesting stuff with you guys. So let me just give you more space. I'm like, hold on, I'm like half screen. Hold on. You want to share your screen, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen now. So let me know if you'll be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can see it now. Can you see my screen?
Mark? Yeah.
Yeah, can you
I guess.
see it?
Yep. Guys, can you see Mark's screen? Just like
okay.
Put 5 in the chat box.
I think we should be good. There may be a little bit of a delay between me and you, but I'll just start going through this stuff. We should be good. Sound good?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool, guys. So yeah, straight from a media buyer, one of Alex's media buyers. I just wanted to write down a quick list of a few things that you can do to actually start running ads successfully in 2021. If it's been a rough year for you, you're definitely not alone. Running ads on Facebook is getting more difficult every single year. Obviously, this year we have the iOS updates. Right now, it seems like everybody's getting their account banned due to, just around like the Black Friday, Cyber Monday time. Typically, a lot of shit hits the fan. So, yeah, and I just wanted to go over a few quick things that you can actually do. And more importantly, like the 3 biggest lever movers from a media buyer that'll make the biggest difference in the profitability of your ads. So I'm not going to do any BS, no fluff. I just want to get right into it. So the first thing is a killer product. And obviously, if you're a media buyer like myself, you only have so much control over this, but it seems really obvious, right? Killer product. Like, yeah, obviously, Mark, you need a killer product to succeed on Facebook. But it still is really important. There was a point in time where I believed that if you're the best marketer in the world, that you can make any product profitable. And, I still even believe that to an extent, but why make it harder on yourself? Why make it harder on yourself? Why make it harder on yourself? Because if you want to make ads easy, which that would be like my job. That like I want to make ads as easy as possible for myself for them to be successful. And if you're marketing a product that has been sold by hundreds of other people in the exact same way and you come in and do the exact same thing as everybody else, why do that? Why do that, right? And so the way that Alex goes through and finds these products is we go through and we actually only are testing products and scaling products that are already previously validated. They already have a history of consistent sales and specifically high ticket sales. So this is another thing about Facebook. The days of getting like a cost per purchase under $5 and selling like a $20 product, those are pretty much over, unless you're running something, like even if you were able to get these results, you'd have to spend a lot more and just do a lot more volume in your business for you to actually reach profitable levels. And nobody wants to do that. So we'd rather sell, less volume, but at higher profitability and higher margins. So we're looking at like, over an $80 margin per product that we're testing. And a lot of people, especially like, newbies in the e-commerce space, they want to know how they can actually find these products. I don't want to spend too much time on that because typically if you're in this group, that means that you're already doing some good numbers and you probably already have a product behind you. But we like to use ad spy tools like ad spy or just the Facebook ads library. We don't use anything super complicated. Like there's not a whole lot that you need to do. You need to find something that's successful and reverse engineer it, right? It's not rocket science. So killer product, right? Number one. Seems obvious, but it's a big, big lever mover. And the second lever mover is killer creatives, or I'm going to even reference them as like the new winning products. So when I got into e-commerce, I got into the dropshipping space, right? And everybody was obsessed about finding these winning products. And they still are obsessed about finding these winning products. And like I said, products are obviously really important, as I already showed you. But in 2021, the most important element of your success on Facebook ads is your creative. So, like I said, when I got started, people were just testing products like nonstop, like 5 products a day, 10 products a day. I've heard people test upwards of 50 products per day. And you can do that. That is a reasonable big lever mover, but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of energy. So instead, we like to go really hard on creatives. So we're testing dozens of creatives at least every single week. And there's been times when we're testing this new product where we will test upwards of 50 variations of a single creative, all with different angles when we're testing a new product, right? So, and by marketing angles, all I mean is, the way that you're selling your product. You know, many products have multiple solutions and they appeal to different types of people. So we'll create different creatives based off of like our different customer avatars. So this is another really, really big lever mover when it comes to actually scaling on Facebook, right? Is the creatives. And I wrote down here that, if you test something and you're not profitable right off the bat, is it the product or is it the funnel? And you really don't know. So that's why you have to continuously test creative so that you actually know, what it is that's not working. Maybe it's the product, maybe it's the creative, maybe it's the funnel, but there's no way to tell if you don't test, right? And finally, I just wrote angles, 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 right? So if we're testing 50 variations, that'll be sometimes like, 50 angles that we're testing just to see which one will click with our audience. And you'll notice throughout this list, you won't see anything like any specific Facebook ad tactics that will completely revolutionize your business. Like you're not going to see ABO versus CBO here. You're not going to see, how to scale one singular campaign that's performing well. And the reason I didn't include any of those things on this list is because they're not big levers that will almost instantly improve the profitability of your business. I can give you some like ninja tactics for becoming an ad assassin on Facebook and give you like the really specific tactics, but those are all going to be worthless if you don't have these 3 things in place, right? We covered product, we covered creatives. If you don't know by now, the third thing that's going to be that big lever mover is your funnel. And typically, when we talk about funnels, we really just talk about the front end funnel, like how to get a higher conversion rate, how to max out your AOV. But really, there's kind of two sides to the funnel. You have your front end funnel,
So
which
like
is obviously, yeah,
Mark, let me interrupt you. So pretty much like someone called you a cutie. So which pretty much defines me as not a cutie, right?
yeah, probably,
Man, like that's not good. That's not good.
probably.
Okay,
Do you have
anyway.
questions related to this content, Alex?
No, I mean I don't have no, I mean it's a fundamental shit, right? Like it's a fundamental stuff that is like a lot of people are missing in this, like all of these tactics. Like they go to YouTube to find like newest like Facebook ad hack, like like turning off your ads like in the morning and then like turning them back off in the evening, and then like increasing the budget by increasing it by 51.5% like 3 hours later, and then waking up at night and like and opening your laptop 5 times and decreasing the budget by 1% and then going back to sleep. It's like a lot of people getting lost in this. So guys, as long as you're focusing, and Mark already like spent so much money on ads, like seeing all of these things, right? Like seeing like what is actually making a difference. And these three things is what makes like all of the difference in the world. So Mark, yeah, take it over.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They are fundamental and they're the things that'll make the biggest impact. Like you can try all these things like Alex was talking about, waking up in the middle of the night and adjusting your budget by like a specific percent, but or you could go the other route and just have like a really simple structure, but have these three things completely dialed in and your life will be so much easier. So when it comes to a funnel, like I said, there's kind of two sides. So you have your front end funnel, which is literally like when I say max out, I don't think people really understand what I mean. I mean, you have to go crazy. You have to go crazy with the amount of profit and revenue that you're trying to extract from every customer. After somebody buys from you, you got the hard part out of the way. Congratulations. Now you need to bring it home. Now you need to have upsells in place, downsells, cross sells. You need to have quantity boosters. You need to have volume discounts. You need to go all out on your AOV because if you do, you can spend more money on your ads. Like with me and Alex, we have the funnel set up in a way that we can outspend all of our competitors because our AOV is higher than everybody. Imagine if you have to get, a $30 cost per purchase to break even. All your competitors are at that level and you make these changes, all of a sudden you can spend $40 and be at the exact same level as everybody else. If you can spend more than your competitors to acquire a customer, you're going to win. You're going to win and that's scalable too. So I wanted to specifically talk about that cuz it's one thing to say it, it's a whole nother thing to actually do it in practice. And the second side of the funnel is the back end side of the funnel, right? So you want to convert people on the front end, but the back end is just as important. People just focus on getting one-time customers, people who just buy from you once. If you want your e-commerce business to be worth more, if you want to
Man,
exit, if you want to,
man, like, can I elaborate on this part?
yeah, go.
I like interrupting people.
Yeah,
You gotta
go.
live with it. Um, like if you go to your Shopify store, right, and you go to analytics and then you go to the dashboard, and then if you see there like repeat, what's the metric name? Repeat purchase ratio. If you see there like 3% repeat purchase ratio, right, then pretty much you don't have a business, right? It's just like one transactional thing, right? It's just like today you have some transactions, tomorrow like you might not have any transactions anymore. And so, and if your ads fluctuate like from like let's say from like good days and bad days, like it is for most people, then those like bad days will just like just remove all of the profit that you make, right? And you'll be so vulnerable, you'll be very stressed. So the key is to structure your business and adjust your business in some ways where it's structured more for like repeat purchase ratio. So people come back and buy again, right? And if you're selling the product that people only need once, then you have to introduce new products. You have to introduce new complementary products, ideally that would go on a subscription or something like that, that would give you that high lifetime value, right? Maybe I'll show example of that, Mark. Like, can I show example?
Mm-hmm.
I just interrupted you but it's okay.
Take it over, man. That's okay.
So just 1 minute, right? I mean, this business, like Manscaped, I mean, they scaled from 2017. This year they'll go public. Their valuation when they go public will be like $1.7 billion in 4 years, right? And I mean, the interesting thing is, like, we've been selling similar product. We've been selling similar product in 2018 and 2018, right? But because we were not thinking from that perspective, we're not thinking like from the perspective like repeat buyers, right? So if you look here, right, so they sell you this one product, you can see everything that Mark has talked about. It's a good product, it's actually good quality product. It's over $100, right? Here's like $99, like close to $100. And then they have the subscription. So once you buy the product, you will be billed, you can see, at $14.99 every 3 months, right? Which adds, if you subscribe for a year, which adds another $60 to the lifetime value. If you start multiplying that, like those extra dollars for, let's say, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of customers, that makes such a powerful business, right? That allows you to scale, that have that extra capital, that like you wake up on the months and then you know that by default, you have the subscriptions coming in. You have, like, let's say $100,000, $300,000, $500,000 in revenue without even touching your ads, without even like advertising, just by default. So that's such an important element that a lot of people are missing. A lot of people focusing on this like front-end acquisition, how to acquire customers cheaper, which is awesome, to focus on that. But the backend is equally, if not more important, because this what gives your business advantage, right? This what gives it business advantage where your competitors trying to rip you, and then like they can't figure it out. Like they cannot make it work. Like numbers simply don't work, right? Because they don't see everything that happens. What do you think, Mark?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see these examples of brands that actually do this well, because if you were to compare brands like the one that we just looked at, Manscaped, versus your store, there's probably a pretty big difference. And I don't think enough people really take into consideration things like bundles or maxing out their LTV so that they could get a valuation, maybe not $1.7 billion, but they could probably get a better valuation than the one that they would get if they just focused on one-time buyers, right?
I had a conversation with Ishan. He's one of our clients. He's from India, amazing guy, doing good numbers, doing like $15,000 a day now, right? And he joined ESS, e-commerce healing secrets program, and we had a call, and I gave him feedback. All right, you gotta, his margins were low. Like in India, he had to pay extra 18% on top of the ad spend. Imagine paying like extra 18% in tax on top of your ad spend. You're spending $100,000. In reality, you spend $118,000. So that was the situation for him. He was not profitable, right? And so what we've done is I tell him, all right, you got to add the information or digital product to it, right? Here's the product, digital product that actually teaches you. He went to Upwork, he hired someone, he paid them $400, like $400, right? That digital product that they created, the course, has already generated $100,000 in revenue. And that's what kept him from being like unprofitable to profitable. That's where he made like his profit, because of that product that doesn't have any cost at all, right? It's just like you pay for it once, you create it, and then you can just resell it. That's just like one simple hack, guys. If you implement it, You take your profitability from like ugly 7%, 10%, you take it to 15%, 17%, 20%. What do you think, Mark?
That's such a valuable point. I hope people who are watching this right now actually implement this, because
I
there's not
hope
a lot of
I hope that no one does it, because then it just leaves more space for us. We just absolutely fucking destroy it. No, I'm kidding, guys. I mean, just take it, implement it, and I mean, increase your profitability. That's once you have something that gets you sales, like think what you can add to your range of products. And digital product is one of the easiest things to do, because I mean, you hire someone who's professional in that topic, pay them like $20 per hour, they do it, and that's it. Mark, take it over.
All right. Can you show my screen again?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that info product thing. If I was still running my own e-commerce business, I would try to implement that today. I would try to implement that today, because it's so low cost, and as you scale, your cost remains the same, right? You're not spending any more money than you would. It's just a one-time cost. Anyways, I think that's so cool. So yeah, regarding the back end, Alex just went over it, right? Actually maxing out the number of times that your customers will buy from you. Needs to be more than one. If your repeat purchase ratio is low, if you go to your Shopify store and it would say 1, 2, 3%, you need to make changes. And if you don't, you will probably be wrecked by Facebook pretty soon. Two other things is email marketing and SMS marketing. I don't want to go into these too much, because hopefully you're doing them. But our numbers that we shoot for is email marketing should bring in like between 10 and 20% of total revenue. And SMS is another 5 to 10%. So again, you'll notice all these things that I'm sharing. You're like, Mark, the name of this stupid presentation is 3 things you need to run ads successfully. And you're not even talking about ads. Yeah, you're right. Because these are the most important things to making your ads easier. We want to make running ads as easy as possible. And these are the things that make the biggest impact. Obviously, you have things like creative and product and funnel, which will make a big impact. But focus on the back end too. Focus on actually making more money. Treat it as just a business. And instead of just like a little drop shipping store where you only have one-time buyers, because if you continue to do that, you won't be around for much longer. The final thing, as a bonus, I know I said 3, but a bonus is a killer infrastructure. Now, this isn't my area of expertise because I focus on the ads, but just because it's so freaking important, I wouldn't even be able to run ads if we didn't have this in place. We would just not have any cash flow. We would get accounts shut down left and right. I wouldn't even be able to run any ads. And obviously, getting shut down on Facebook, a lot of people can relate to this right now. Facebook is always going to be your enemy if you're dropshipping poorly, which is, when I say poorly, I mean you're using stolen content, you're going against Facebook policy. Facebook is always going to hate you. Obviously, you're going to get shit shut down. You're going to lose pages. You're going to lose BMs. It's just going to happen, and you're going to have to deal with it. Or you could look at actually running a brand, or just doing drop shipping better. Instead of, you can still be drop shipping. The fulfillment model doesn't matter, but it matters if you're giving your customers a good experience. It matters if you have good customer service. It matters if you're not using stolen content. If you had 2 stores lined up next to each other, one of them is drop shipping and one of them is not, you shouldn't be able to tell the difference if you're drop shipping well. You can still do drop shipping, but we want to focus more towards brands because they do have a higher value for exit. But you still can do drop shipping successfully, just not the same way as you were in 2017 or 2018. You have to make adjustments. And then 2 other things I just wanted to cover quickly: payment processors. Obviously, you don't want to just be relying on one. You want to make sure you have a good history with them. Your payout times are quick. If you're using PayPal, always keep that balance really low. And then obviously suppliers, again, make sure that you have a good relationship with them, that they're vetted, that they're getting products out in good quality and good speed, and you should be good to go there. So these are the things that I wanted to go over here, just as a wrap up for people who may have just been joining. If you want to run ads successfully on Facebook in 2021, killer product, killer creatives, test them like crazy, and a killer funnel. Those are the three main things. Other than that, you want to make sure you have a good infrastructure, obviously, but those three things are three of the biggest lever movers that will completely change your e-commerce business forever. If you just focus on those three, instead of focusing on those quick hits, those quick little Facebook tactics, those aren't going to change your business. These things are. What do you think, Alex?
And I mean, I think that it's those are those are not sexy, right? Those are not sexy, and when it's not sexy, like it's like you disregard it, right? Or you don't do it because it's not like, it's more interesting to look and like and go buy like some NFTs, like, it's like, or like, you know what I mean? It's like that shit is more like sexy. But I mean, for those few that are serious about like e-commerce and they're serious to scaling, like serious, for scaling to like 8-figure level, this is it. This is the structure. Like Mark didn't talk a lot about infrastructure, and I think, I mean, we need like hours to talk about it. But the big part of that is the hiring, right? And what people you bring on your team, right? Because pretty much that will predicate how your business will grow. At some stage, like hiring should be like your number one priority. If you have like 7-figure business and you're looking for killer media, is hiring like video editors. You need help with hiring, maybe director of operations, someone who can help you with supply chain, someone who can help you with maybe like creative director. Those things. Like if you need help with that, by the way, guys, just comment one below. One of our team members will reach out to you. This is what we help our clients in e-commerce scaling secrets program. We give clients feedback on hiring the best people ever, like for their team, because that's what will predicate. Like if not for Mark, and other like media buyers, I mean, I would be still like stuck in my ads. Like I would not be able to spend time kind of like just thinking more strategically about the business, right? So and so you need to do that. At some point, you got to hire, you got to reinvest. You made some profit. Don't buy like Rolexes. I mean, like don't buy like expensive watches and shit. Reinvest it into your business. Don't buy like Teslas. Like, I mean, maybe buy Tesla. I mean, it's fuel efficient, but you need to change your thinking at some point, right? Because this, like, what got you to this level will not get you to this level, right? And what got you to this level will not get you to even higher levels. So you have to reassess. Okay, so I'm good at this, I'm weak at this, right? Okay, so now I have to hire people that are good at things that I'm not very good at. So, and that is something that comes at some stage and becomes like a major priority. A lot of people, even like people glorify like Elon Musk, all these like entrepreneurs that have built amazing businesses, and obviously, they're like great visionaries, but at the end of the day, that's like their teams behind the scenes, like that. No one is talking about that. We were like yesterday in a hotel here in it's called Breakers Hotel. Mark, when you come here to Miami, like next week, we'll go up there. It's amazing hotel. It's massive. It's humongous. It's like $1 billion hotel, and that hotel was built by Flagler. So the guy name was like, the last name was Flagler, and he was the business partner of Rockefeller. And like no one's talking about him, right? Like everyone's like Rockefeller, like one of the like greatest entrepreneurs of all time and stuff, right? But the Flagler was pretty much the brain behind the operation, not Rockefeller. Rockefeller said that the Flagler was like really the brain power behind all of these strategic kind of like decisions that they have made to get the advantage that they had and like build the fortunes that they have built. And so, and that hotel is still standing, the hotel that he has built. So, but that just tells you the importance of working with right people, and also importance of being in the right community of people, because you watch all of the photos, right? The Rockefeller, the Carnegie, the JP Morgan, all of these guys have been like hanging around together. So you can either hang around with losers, right? Or you can hang around with winners, right? And this is what e-commerce scaling secrets program is for e-commerce entrepreneurs. We have some of the best people like in e-commerce space right now in our community. Like we have Davey Fogarty, for example, who's Udi, founder of Udi. We have, other like eight, 9-figure entrepreneurs. And so, and you have direct access to them. You can just connect, you can book a call, like you can mastermind, you can exchange the value. Like one insight we just returned, Mark, right? Like we've been like to the mastermind like a few days ago. The insights, how much? Like $45,000 mastermind, right? And like, if you're not spending money on yourself, like if you're not like, it's even funny, man. Like it's like if you're not spending money on developing yourself, on being in the right environment with the right people, then pretty much your path to success will be slow and painful. I guess some people like that. Some people like it painful.
Yeah, some people are messed up in the head like that. Why not make your job easier? Why not make your job easier and be around people who are winning and who do invest in themselves and are using literally the best strategies in the industry. The people who are in ESS, they're the best of the best, right? We literally have the top 1% of e-commerce owners in the community. They're nowhere else. They're with us. Not to be selfish or anything.
And accessible, right? Like, I'm learning so much from these guys. I'm like, holy shit, some of these guys are like, someone is good at operations, someone's good at like Google, someone's good at like TikTok, like, boom, 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 like few conversations here and there, and you learn like in 5 minutes what otherwise would have taken you like fucking weeks if you find the right information, right? So being in the right place with the right people is even for kind of just expanding your mind. Like, oh wow, shit, that's possible. Like now it's like you start thinking bigger. The moment you start thinking bigger, that's game over, right? That's where transformation starts. A lot of people start saying, "Oh, wow, like I cannot scale my business. I got it like to 6 figures or got it to 7 figures. I cannot scale it farther." Like, part of the reason is like you got to be in the right community. You got to reach out to people. You got to connect with people. So people talk about networking, right? I think networking is like I associate networking with like these like guys in suits, like in hotel lobby. It's like they're like talking to each other, like networking. I don't like that word, but connecting, right? Fucking connecting, helping people out. Something like I learned so much shit from you, Mark. Like you learn from everyone, right? So as long as you're open-minded and you're in the right community of people in the first place, you can learn so much that will take you from here to here. And so, yeah, man, like one of my biggest, I don't have a lot of regrets, but like I wish I would have spent like more money on masterminds. I probably should have spent like another like $500,000 in masterminds. Like even when like it was not, when I was not like fully, kind of like making like a lot of money, like I fucking should have, because the real outcome is not like learning some tactic like on how to like scale like CBO. Like some people have these like stupid methods like, hey, like duplicate your assets 100 times. It's like, and wait until your ad account shut down. Like, fuck, it's so some and that's kind of like the whole premise, right? Like it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, it's like like, man, you gotta, like, this is like, people look at what's the best investment, like, what's the best investment, like, of 2021? Your fucking brain is the best investment. Like, I mean, like, what kind of, like, ROI can you produce if you're given the right information, and if you're given, like, the right, like, frameworks and the right, like, fucking mindset, and then tactics and tools, obviously. But I mean, that goes, like, the mindset goes first. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we're wrapping up here, guys. So I appreciate Alex hosting me and having a good time on here. I think I'm gonna start going live in this group just by myself later
Let's
in the
do
week.
it.
So if that's something that you guys would like, drop a comment so you can see my beautiful face again. And yeah, Alex, you want to take us out here?
What should you do? Like, I mean, should I click, like, some button here to end this conversation? I don't know, man. Like, I'm not like, hold on. Yeah, guys. I mean, you're awesome, and thank you so much for joining. We had amazing people from, like, YouTube. On YouTube, we've had amazing people on Facebook, and I mean, you guys are awesome. So we're looking forward to helping you out, guys. Any questions throughout the week, just drop them in the Facebook group. Now, if you're in YouTube and if you're not in our community, Brand Hypergrowth, you should join it. And if you need help with, okay, next time, okay, yeah, let's do it. Next time, Mark, you can talk about the Facebook structure, and, like, and then you can talk about, like, account quality and those tricks that you will not read from Facebook policies. So people are looking for loopholes. Mark, please bring some loopholes next time.
Yeah, we could talk loopholes. We could talk loopholes later in the week for sure.
This is the best place to test loopholes, to cheat Facebook algorithm and get insanely rich, like insanely rich. Like,
Overnight.
You can buy like 10 of these hats every day from all of the profits.
Overnight. All right. Well, thank you again, Alex, for having me.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining, and yeah, thank you, Mike, for joining me as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys throughout the week. Drop your questions in the community so we can help you out with specific resources. If you need help with like scaling your ads, or like streamlining your, like, overall, like, advertising, and kind of like how you optimize ads and scale, then join Mark on Thursday. If you need help, we want to be in the best community on planet for e-commerce entrepreneurs. Just comment one below, so one of our team members can reach out and can help you out. So thank you guys for joining, and Mark, thank you so much for joining me as well. See you guys next week.